It's the 2K Sports pregame show, brought to you by Kia.
Hello, everybody. Glad you could join us here on 2K Sports. I'm your host, Ernie Johnson. Next to me, Kenny the Jet Smith and Dr. Shaquille O'Neal. And our coverage tonight will be coming to you from Milwaukee, where the Bucks will be going up against the Brooklyn Nets. Looking at the Nets, a win tonight would bring them to 3-0 on the young season. What a start that would be for them. They've looked awfully good in those first two wins. And we'll be seeing Giannis Antetokounmpo in tonight's matchup. Still growing as a player, but the talent is certainly there. Shaq, you got any advice for the Greek freak?
People try and compare him to other wing players, Ernie, but he is unique. Main thing he needs to find
the unique freak, Greek freak.
Oh, I like that one. The main thing he needs to find his own way and play his own style.
Yeah, I like the
unique
nickname.
Greek freak.
Yeah, that's pretty good. Freak. Yeah, I would say he needs to keep working on his jump shot just to keep the defense honest, but he gets to the rim so easy, he's still impossible to guard. Tough player.
Hey, time to take a peek at the unique Greek freak.
Ooh.
With a nice physique.
Ooh. Oh, we better not let this leak.
I enjoy your critique.
Ooh.
Here's Kevin Harlan.
At shooting guard, Randy Ford. At small forward, Rondé Hollis-Jefferson. At the other forward position, Trevor Booker. At the other guard position, Jeremy Lee. At center, Brooke Lopez. The head coach of the visiting team is Kenny Atkinson. At center, standing 6'11", number 18. Miles Plumlee. Starting at power forward, standing 6'11", number 31, John Henson. At point guard, standing 6'11", number 34, Giannis Antetokounmpo. The other guard, standing 6'8", number 22, Chris Middleton. The other forward position, standing 6'8", number 12, Janelle Parker. And to your home team, Jason Kidd. Once again, your Milwaukee Bucks.
Yeah, come on. Good work.
The Bucks look to take charge at BMO Harris Bradley Center. And we're bringing it to you live from Milwaukee, here on 2K Sports. Kevin Harlan here with Greg Anthony and Clark Kellogg, and our sideline reporter is David Aldridge. Last outing for Brooklyn, they won that game against the Indiana Pacers. It was a close game. They needed overtime to finish them off.
You could see it in that game, despite the odds going against them. Once it got to OT, they had that belief and resolve that they could win.
And, Greg, sometimes we've seen it happen where a team that's supposed to be the underdog gets the game into OT, and then the momentum swings their way.
Now a chance, courtesy of Gatorade, all fueled up and ready to go. The starting five on the floor. So for Brooklyn now, Jeremy Lin is out there with Foy. Then there's Trevor Booker. Then it's Brooke Lopez. And it's Hollis Jefferson in at the small forward position. Here's Hollis Jefferson. Pass to Booker. And the dunk by Booker.
And he just elevates and powers in the one-hander.
Textbook.
I'm glad he didn't go overboard and try to do too much there.
And it's Milwaukee's ball. 4-point game. They defeated Charlotte in their last game.
And how about the game plan that was constructed for that one? I mean, it was apparent how powerless the D was to stop it.
Yeah, that's a good way to put it. I mean, they just didn't have an answer for anything they threw at them.
Yeah, way to play in attack mode and get to the line.
And, you know, the defense gets their money's worth on that foul, stopping the layup and not giving up the and one. Well, it's safe to say, I think, that Giannis' experiment at point guard last season was a tremendous success. Transitioned full-time to that role after the All-Star break, and it was a revelation, and it really saw a boost to his numbers across the board.
First free throw is good. It didn't take long to see that Giannis would thrive as a point guard. He immediately became a triple-double machine.
And, you know, he has the ball handling and vision to play the position really well, I think. I mean, his biggest strength is going to be using his height to his advantage. And you definitely wonder if he'll transform into the second coming. And I hesitate to say this when you talk about Magic Johnson. But at least in playing style and because of that size, he possibly could bring us to mind of Magic Johnson.
And it's Foy missing. And so it's Milwaukee with it. Here's Antetokounmpo. Makes a big high bounce and goes in.
When Antetokounmpo is in the paint, you need to find it. You have to give him the ball there. I mean, he's an absolute monster in the post because he can shoot over most guys. And if he's defended well, he'll find you if you're open as a teammate. Nice pass right there. And the 7-footer Lopez getting off the floor to punch it down.
Brooklyn on defense. This game against Milwaukee here, it's their first look at the Bucks.
And going back to last season, they really struggled for wins. And even against a team like this with comparable talent, they didn't manage one win in the season series.
Yeah, and you know they wanted to have a better showing against them. Maybe they can take a step in the right direction tonight, guys. You know, one thing that Lopez wants to develop is his ability to create shots for his teammates. I mean, that's an important focal point offensively for him and his team.
When you draw the attention that he does inside, you know, Lopez, with all those double teams he's getting, you have to be able to punish teams for sending help.
Yeah, exactly. You need good shooting around him, good spacing, because he does require typically two guys to try to stop him because of his repertoire of moves, his size, and his touch.
And Foy kicks to Booker, and the dunk by Booker.
Quick hands on the steal, and then just mad hops on the slam.
Great sequence for them defensively and offensively.
Well, one usually leads to the other, Kevin. That's just good, aggressive, attacking basketball both teams.
Oh, I love that dish down low.
Nets leading by 6. Lopez sets a screen for Lynn. So the whistle blows on the shot, and 2 free throws for the contact right there.
And one thing that went a bit under the radar during the free agent period was Jeremy Lin joining up with the Nets. The Nets got the veteran guard they wanted to lead their young core. Lin gets a chance to move out of the 6-man role he had been in the past few seasons, and now he gets to run the ship.
And he makes the first. And in the Jeremy Lin deal, GA, he seemed to leave money on the table in order to move to the right team that fit him.
You know, many were surprised that he would leave Charlotte given the success he had had there, backing up Kemba Walker. Also of note in the move is that Jeremy Lin is back in the city of New York. So Linsanity once again has returned to the Big Apple.
You know, when the Bucks have problems defensively, a lot of times it comes back to letting players get shots at the basket. Not just a problem protecting the rim, but also keeping perimeter players from waltzing in from the perimeter.
Now, here's Antetokounmpo. A 20-point game for him in the win against Charlotte. 6 to shoot. And Henson kicks to Middleton. And out of bounds as the Nets gain possession.
Chance here now to see how the Nets ranked in the NBA last season. 13th in field goal percentage. 13th in three-point field goal percentage. And they were in the top half of the league in assists as well. Not elite level, not quite good, but okay.
Nets leading by 8. Outside, Lynn. Booker up top. Outside, Lynn. Lets it go from 14. So he gets the whistle. Contact on the way up and 2 shots coming up. And the Bucks know that their struggles can be traced back to protecting their rim. It's something they know they need to keep working at.
And that's a team effort, guys. Individual guys defending collectively at a high level. Last season, over a third of the shots the Bucks gave up were layups or dunks at the rim. That's got to change if they're going to get back to the playoffs.
Beasley's checked in for Milwaukee. He hits one and misses one, each at the line.
And you know, with the Nets in their move, they are looking to build a lasting identity, to brand themselves a certain way. And there's so much history with this franchise to draw from, but it really is the start of a new era with the team.
Parker drives in.
Great timing on Lopez's part there to swat down that attempt.
Count that one. On to Tacumbo's got 5.
Well, I like the way he orchestrated in tight that time, fellas.
Here's Lynn, coming off a solid outing against Indiana. Here's the screen. Lopez passes to 4. Lynn and Parker with the block. And it's the Bucks on the break. Here's Middleton. They get it again. Here's Plumlee, and it's sent back by Lopez. Plumlee dishes to Beasley. On to Tacumbo, kicks to Beasley. The shot by Middleton, wide open. Another miss by Middleton. And for the Nets, it's been a bit of a rough start with their time in Brooklyn. Some playoff appearances off the bat, but now they are in a rebuild.
Well, I think they're approaching this rebuild in the right frame of mind, Kevin and Greg. I mean, viewing it as a chance to really change the culture of the team and build something from the ground up with a solid foundation. Might take some time, but I think if they do it right, the city is eager to shower the Nets with a lot of love.
Now, here is Ford. Following the miss by Giannis Antetokounmpo. And there's the whistle on the shot. Took the foul, shot misses. He'll be shooting 2. The Nets shooting their 6th and 7th free throw attempts tonight.
And if we want to take a look back, they converted about 76% from the line.
Free throw good, Booker. And you look at the roster of these Bucks. So many players on the team that can rise up and embarrass a defender. Not only can this team throw it down, they're looking to throw it down.
Yeah, they want to wreck that rim as much as they can. And if I had the leaping ability of guys like Giannis and Parker, I'd be doing the exact same thing. The Bucks actually led the league in percentage of shots that were dunked in 2016. They are an entertaining bunch and a throwdown group worth watching.
Now a timeout called by Milwaukee. As the teams head into this timeout, a chance for the coaches now to map out some plays for the next few minutes and a chance for the players to rehydrate with some Gatorade. That's important if they want to make sure they don't wear down later in the game.
Absolutely. Over the course of a game, you have to stay hydrated.
Hey, you know, when Jason Kidd was a player, he had a no-nonsense approach to the game. Still maintains that approach as a coach. Very much focused on results and efficiency over bells and whistles and all the extras.
Here's a look at some stats for Middleton. Good season for him last year.
Averaged about 18 points a game last season. 4 assists and 4 rebounds.
And he can play some valuable minutes on the wing for this team.
Yeah, and you know, when he's hot, it's really quite nice to watch. I mean, when he's cold, you simply sit him down. I mean, save him for the next time.
Now here's Middleton. He's coming off a 16-point game against Charlotte.
Yeah, but he set up shop at the free throw line. I mean, he just could not be defended out on the floor.
And thinking about where kids' playing tendencies show up in his coaching, his unselfishness and commitment to defense are there too.
Yeah, and there's a calming demeanor that he brought to the court as a player, and I think he brings that to the sideline as well. And keeping things in perspective, I think has been a big help during his stay at Milwaukee.
And there's a whistle that goes on Jeremy Lin. That's his first foul. There's the pick. It's Parker with the drop. He's now 1 for 2 with that bucket.
Have to admire the ambitiousness. Look that one up, fellas, of Parker. So skilled at how he attacks open lanes to the rim.
Now here's Lin. He's got 6. To the inside. Out of bounds. Nets ball as Brooklyn keeps possession. Nets ball. And where the shot's been coming from tonight, here's a look broken down by paint, mid-range, and three-point shot attempts so far for Brooklyn.
And they've been doing a great job of getting into the paint and scoring inside. The defense allowing them easy access to the rim, and boy, are they taking advantage.
Foy, the pass to Hollis Jefferson.
You're going to have to play really smart on defense now and defend without fouling because they're over the limit.
And a closer look here at the scoring breakdown for Brooklyn.
Playing a physical brand of basketball so far, and those trips to the foul line have been very effective.
Truth shot. Something else they've been able to do so far tonight is earn those tough points in the paint.
That free throw good from Hollis Jefferson. With the Nets moving to New York, there is pressure to win. All New York teams have that due to the size of the city.
Yeah, playing in a big city is a double-edged sword. I mean, it can be a blessing and curse. In years past, it would have been in the best interest of the Nets to take things slowly. But being in the Big Apple, there was added pressure to try to win quickly, and that produced some hasty decisions. And you also have to have a certain type of player who has the mindset to be able to handle that constant, high-level, bright light scrutiny that's part of the media in New York.
Here is Lin. Giannis Antetokounmpo making his last shot. Here's Lopez, and the dunk by Lopez.
Putting that Stanton to the test, the big fella, banging it down.
And Middleton kicks to Antetokounmpo.
And you can tell he's hungry because that's how you eat away at a lead right there. Make some highlight reel plays and shake that defense up.
Well, Greg, you're right. Not all 2 points are the same. Not when they come on a stuff like that one.
Well, I like the craftiness in his game. I mean, he can distribute or he can attack the basket, just like we saw right there. Tell you what, he's 3 or 4 now. Looks like his game's on offensively.
Bucks trail by 9. From 13, doesn't go that time. Some solid defense there from Lin.
And that one gives them a +5 rebound advantage, Kevin.
Pretty clear. They're dominating that area. They've come out with a lot more energy and effort so far.
They've wasted no time settling into their offense.
Yeah, they're lasered in. I mean, really making the most of their possessions.
Now here's Parker. 14 points from him the last game against Charlotte.
Well, I like the bounce, the elevation that Parker gives you on that mid-range jump shot. Defenses can't really get to it, and that's why he's so successful with it.
Here's Lin. He dishes it to Foy. Plumlee with the rebound. Plumlee's got 3 rebounds so far in the game. Middleton can't get it to go.
I think it's going to be tough for them to trim this deficit if he keeps missing those kinds of shots, Kevin. I mean, they need his points.
Foy dishes to Lopez. Beasley with the steal. And it's Antetokounmpo penetrating. Nice open look, but it's no good. Brooklyn leading by 9. Booker right side. Over in the corner, Foy. Poke loose. Milwaukee's gone 0-3 from three-point land. Nothing yet going outside. And it's sent back by Lopez. And he recovers it. And it's good for 2.
Where's the box out? Some easy second chance opportunities there.
Those kinds of mistakes drive me crazy and will absolutely derail a team's chance to win. You know, the Bucks only have one title in their history as a franchise, but what a title it was, led by my favorite player of all time, Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, known as Lou Alcindor back in the day. Teamed up with the veteran Oscar Robertson, the Big O, to bring the Bucks that first title.
Substitution here for Milwaukee. Monroe's checked in for Plummer. Mirza Teletovic comes in for Jabari Parker. Tony Snell's checked in for Chris Middleton. And it's Matthew Dellavedova in for Antetokounmpo. Here's Bogdanovich. He picked up 12 points in their last win against Indiana. And you have to mention that 1971 title run by the Bucks. They were a force nobody could stop. Swept the finals in 4 games straight over the Baltimore Bullets.
Yeah, had 66 wins in that season as well, guys. And that was early in my formative years as a basketballer. Actually, when I first started locking into the NBA, a big Lou Alcindor fan. He was the 71 MVP in that championship year for the Bucks. And then he'd go on to win another MVP the following season. And ironically, those are the only 2 MVP trophies that a Buck has ever received.
Fast break, Milwaukee. Here's Snell. Here's Monroe. And foul called as he misses. He'll go to the line and shoot 2.
A moment now to see the numbers for Monroe. A very nice season for him last year. 11th in field goal percentage. And he was among the top 20 rebounders in the league. Never shy about throwing his weight around in the paint.
And as you said, one of the more efficient scorers in the league last year. He showed great shot selection, and more often than not, sent it home.
And he knocks down the first one. And you look at when the Nets moved to Brooklyn, they did a big rebrand along with the relocation. Sleek, black and white jerseys. They're definitely the team of a younger crowd in New York.
Yeah, you can certainly see the lines being drawn and the separation there in the Big Apple. I mean, the older crowd remains loyal to the Knicks, but the transplants to the city and the younger fans kind of gravitating towards the Nets. It's an interesting dynamic for somebody looking at it from the outside in.
Here's Whitehead. 8 points his last outing. And there's the pass to LeVert. Just 5 on the clock. Here's Scola. Tries to keep it alive. And so the ball out of bounds. Scola touched it last. With the break in the action, here is the 2K leaderboard to show us the league's best shooting teams last season. 5th best, the Bucks.
You know, after that solid performance last year, there will be a lot of high expectations this year. And nothing stays exactly the same for a team from year to year. There are a lot of dynamics involved, particularly shooting percentage.
And if that doesn't get them fired up, guys, nothing will.
Greg, just what the doctor ordered, huh? Some high-flying antics to narrow the deficit.
Tell you what, fellas, that could give them the energy boost they've been looking for.
They set the screen. Here's LeVert. Drops in the layup for 2. LeVert's got his first 2 points of the night.
Very nice pickup of the offensive rebound. And once he gets his hands on it, you know it's going back up and back in.
Snell, no good. Nets leading by 7. I'll go to David Aldridge, who had a chance to talk with head coach Jason Kidd.
Well, Kevin, they have a specific approach to tonight's game. He told me they have to get the ball into the paint as much as possible and take advantage of what they believe is a big inch for them inside. We'll see if they're right about that tonight. Back to you.
Thank you, David. Now, here's Bennett. Lets it go with the 3. Rebound collected by Snell. Here's Dellavedova, and a foul called on the shot. Got him on the way up that time, so he'll shoot 2 right here.
And clearly the Bucks, one of the more youthful teams in the league. The players they plan to build around have a few years before they're even in their mid-20s, so a bright future. I mean, their youth can be good and bad. It kind of cuts both ways during the season.
That free throw, good from Dellavedova. And with the double-edged sword of youth, the Bucks have just been trying to focus on getting better and growing their talent the last year or two.
And I like that approach. I think it's the right approach to take with a team like this. Getting them to learn what it takes to be a consistent player in the NBA is huge. I mean, letting them come together organically and having leaders emerge has been part of the process. It takes a little longer that way, but I think it is more of a solid foundation when you start competing in playoff basketball.
Here's Whitehead. Bennett inside, covered by Teletovic. And Anthony Bennett picks up the foul. That's his first foul.
Bennett. That's his first personal foul. 5th team foul.
Bucks trail by 7. Dellavedova with the ball. He picked up 15 points in their last win against Charlotte. And it's good. Through contact, hits the shot. He'll go to the free throw line.
And guys, they continue to put a lot of pressure on the interior defenders with the way they work down low.
It's becoming a theme in this game, Clark. They are piling up the points in the paint.
For Milwaukee, they have shot 5 of 6 at the foul line tonight. Nets leading by 4. Kicks it to Scola. Here's Bogdanovich, covered by Beasley. Here's Scola. Somehow ignores the tight D and gets the layup. Scola's got his second bucket tonight. Now Dellavedova. 5 points in the game. Feeds to Monroe. Can't get it to fall.
Those are chances almost always you can rely on him to get you 2 points, but the D just enough to keep him out of rhythm.
No shortage of scoring here at the end of the first quarter. Nets out in front, up by 6. And the second quarter will get underway just after this short break. And we heard from John Henson before the game, a player on the rise. He feels he still has a lot to prove.
Defensively, offensively, I think I'm better offensively than people give me credit for, and I'm stronger than I look. And that's something that I'm trying to prove this year, as I've been proving the last 3 or 4, so it's going to be fun.
Well, it sounds like he still feels like he has something to prove, Greg, but it seems to me he's already known for being that kind of guy.
That's a great point. Anybody who plays against him knows he looks plenty strong when you're banging with him. But if he needs to push and motivate himself by playing with a chip on his shoulder, well, a lot of guys have gone a long, long way in this league using that method.
All right, the second quarter beginning in just a moment. And taking a look at the Nets' performance here, guys, what jumps out to you, stats-wise?
This is almost like a volleyball game when you watch just how many shots they blocked or altered.
Well, how about this? A lot of side outs for them, the way they swatted shots away. That's a volleyball term, by the way, folks.
Yeah, or handball.
I like that. Or handball.
Yeah, either one of the two. They're knocking a lot away.
Yeah.
So for Brooklyn now, Bogdanovich out there with Anthony Bennett. Then it's Scola, and it's LeVert in at the 2.
there's one word that you would use to describe Greg Monroe, consistency. Game to game, year to year, you know what he's going to give you. Doesn't vacillate or fluctuate much. He eats minutes and shows up to play his game each and every night.
And good that time. LeVert's got his second bucket.
You know, it's a plus to get good looks in the paint, and when you can get them, you got to score them.
And here is Dellavedova. Pass to Monroe. And that one's good. His second basket of 4, shooting 50%.
Nice precision from the mid-range from Monroe. Really good at measuring his jump shots.
Whitehead passes to LeVert. Nice ball movement by Brooklyn. Down low, here's Bennett. And it's going to be 2 free throws. Drew contact on the shot.
All right, a chance to check out the stats for Dellavedova. How he did last season. Averaged 7 points per game, 4 assists and 2 rebounds. And you like what he brings backing up the point guard.
No doubt. I mean, he knows how to run this offense. And that's always valuable coming off the bench.
Take a break. Take a break. 2 shots.
Free throw good from Bennett. And Bennett drops them both. In their big push to make a splash in Brooklyn, the Nets traded away a lot of draft picks. Team has an uphill battle to get back into the championship picture.
And, you know, short term, it seems like so little when you do trade future picks away, but inevitably it tends to come back to haunt you. Giving up their pick this summer was just the tip of the iceberg. I mean, they've lost out on players like Damian Lillard and others just from trading away their picks.
And Bogdanovich kicks to Scola. And it's Bogdanovich in the corner. Score the basket. Nice shot after missing his first attempt.
And you let Bogdanovich just catch and shoot like that, he'll make more than he misses of those.
Monroe's shot is good.
And they're forcing the ball inside, and it's working like a charm.
Brooklyn leading by 3. Here's Whitehead. Over to the wing. Stolen by Henson. Chris Middleton's checked in for the Bucks. Antetokounmpo comes in for Matthew Dellavedova. And a little under 2.5 minutes gone by here in the second quarter. Antetokounmpo kicks to Henson, and John Henson with the slam.
And Antetokounmpo just, I mean, showing you once again what an all-around superb talent he is. I mean, he really moves that ball on offense.
Now here's Lopez. He had 28 points in the win against Indiana.
And of course, you cannot forget just how dominant his shot blocking was in that game. Just changed the entire complexion of that game.
They grabbed their own miss. And he was fouled on the way up. 2 free throws now for him.
And a chance here to check out how the Bucks ranked in the NBA last season. 5th in field goal percentage. 5th in points off turnovers. And they were in the top 10 in team blocks. Not elite level, but pretty good nonetheless.
And as you said, there weren't many teams that scored with the efficiency that they did last season. They did a great job of being selective and working for the best possible shot.
The first free throw is good. Well, the Nets made the move to hire Kenny Atkinson to man their bench. He spent the last handful of seasons as an assistant for Mike Budenholzer on Atlanta's Hawks team.
And with the Nets turning to their new GM with Spurs ties, it makes sense that they would get an assistant of Budenholzer, also from the Spurs family tree. Atkinson has a lot going for his pedigree as a coach. Definitely was one of the more sought-after assistants before the Nets snagged him up.
No wasted trips at all. They're taking care of business at the line.
One way to protect the lead, knock down those free throws, and 100% free throwing for the quarter, that's superb.
Now here's Henson. He's coming off a 10-point game against Charlotte.
Yeah, but I also thought the rebounding was impressive. He got some huge boards in that game.
And keeping us updated from the sideline, let's swing it over to David Aldridge.
Chris Middleton is a prototype off guard. He likes to run off screens, catch, and shoot. He described his mindset saying, just space the floor, be patient, not force anything, and move the ball. Let those guys penetrate and find the best shot for the team. A team player indeed, Kevin.
Thanks, D.A., and he's developing his postgame. He can get in the paint now when they need him to.
And the amount of space Antetokounmpo covers is really breathtaking. You got to see it to believe it. I mean, he erases shots that you think he has no chance to get to.
Yeah, the chemistry has been terrific. Really impressed with their offensive execution.
You know, the defense, Greg, has really been kept off balance because of the outstanding passes. 4 straight field goals have been made off an assist.
Stolen by Middleton. And now here comes Antetokounmpo leading the break. And John Henson with the slam.
And guys, I tell you, big swing right there. I mean, taking the steal and then turning it into 2 easy points on the dunk.
No telling how important that sequence could turn out to be.
And guys, in a game this snug, moments like that are the ones we usually look back on at the end as a difference maker.
One-on-one fast break. And out of bounds as the Nets gain possession. This break in the game gives us a chance to look at the teams with the most points off turnovers last season. 5th best, the Bucks.
And this team, in terms of scoring off of turnovers, that became the identity. I mean, they really look to disrupt and cause problems defensively. And boy, do they take advantage on the other end.
The Nets have gone 50% from the floor in the second quarter, 3 of 6. Outside, Lynn. Outside, Scola. Yes! And a nice assist from Lynn. 8 points for Luis Scola.
And really, Lynn has a terrific feel for this offense. Just seems to know whenever one of his guys is open.
It'll go, and the Nets lead is cut down to a point with the bucket from Henson.
And the crisp passing has opened things up for them offensively.
10 straight points off assists. That's very impressive, and it also makes the game easy and fun to watch.
Now, here is Ford. He's coming off a 16-point game against Indiana.
You know, and in watching that game, he did a really nice job of passing the basketball, scoring, and setting up his teammates.
And here is Antetokounmpo after Jeremy Lin hitting the 3. Parker kicks to Monroe. And he gets that one to go off the front iron. Monroe's got 15.
Phenomenal court vision by Parker. He really has all the tools to be a great player in this league.
Passes to Hollis Jefferson. From 10 feet out. Rebound, Milwaukee. Now, here's Antetokounmpo. 9 points in the game so far.
And that's the way you want to defend. Nice job there.
Always important to have that good interior defense.
And there's a whistle. That goes on Jeremy Lin. That'll be his second foul of the game.
Yeah, a bit surprising to see them leading at this point, given the number of turnovers they've already committed.
Looking at who's out there now for the Bucks. Plumlee, he's checked in for Monroe. And Mirza Teletovic subbed in for Parker. And a switch here for Brooklyn. Booker's checked in.
And did not seem happy about how things are going on right now, and maybe wants to make some changes.
I agree. I mean, just was not comfortable with the way things were set up at that particular time. And in that case, I think it's the right thing to do.
There you go, fans. That was your Bucks banter. One more time, let them hear it.
Here's Teletovic. Still getting warmed up offensively. No buckets yet in the game for him. And Antetokounmpo gets it to go.
And really keeping the ball hopping around here offensively.
The last 5 trips they've had have ended with a great pass leading to a basket. They're really sharing the sugar.
Now here's Lin. He's got 13. Antetokounmpo kicks to Henson. Second chance shot, and the bucket counts. He's on his way to the free throw line. Try to make it a 3-point play. And now we'll get perspective here on how the hustle game has been going for the Bucks.
And it's been about their defense. They're playing with a frenetic pace, putting a lot of pressure on the ball handlers and forcing turnovers.
Something else they've done right so far from the get-go tonight is run. I mean, so much of their offense has come off the fast break.
The free throw off from Henson. Brooklyn trailing. Lin with it. Dishes to Lopez. Over in the corner, Foy. And the Nets miss again. These guys have had some good motion on offense. Nice to system.
And when everyone's involved offensively, it has a way of helping you on the defensive side as well.
Here's Lin. And Henson sends it back. There's Foy with the 3. Milwaukee with the rebound. Beasley's got 4 rebounds in this game. Here's Plumlee. And a great assist by Antetokounmpo as that one goes in. Antetokounmpo's got 6 assists here tonight. And Giannis has been deployed at so many different positions in his short career. But one reason why he's been able to pull it off is because of his incredible wingspan, measured at 7'3".
Yeah, it's amazing when you watch this guy play. Giannis is so long, and he's just a whirling dervish of arms and legs and skill. That's why they call him the Greek Freak. I mean, we've not seen anybody with this skill set at this size. The space he covers on offense and defense is really mind-boggling. And now, you know, really stepping into a leadership role on this team. Lopez is embracing that challenge.
And for Brook Lopez, for so long, playing alongside KG and Darren Williams and Paul Pierce, now he's the veteran presence.
Yeah, and that's a double-edged sword. One, he realizes that he's the main guy offensively, but now, from a leadership standpoint, he's got to take on more, and clearly a different role.
Shot clock at 5. Here's Plumlee. Rebound, Brooklyn. Lopez has got 5 rebounds tonight.
His shot's just, it's not there right now. With his team leading, perhaps, you know, let's focus on some other areas of the game.
Here's Hollis Jefferson, and so he earns a trip to the line. Official saw the contact, and he'll shoot 2. That one is on Beasley.
Boy, Hollis Jefferson really draws fouls in bunches. I mean, this kid is just kinetic with the ball in his hand.
Well, you talk about a body built for the game of basketball. Hollis Jefferson is 6'7", with a 7'2" wingspan. Wow.
Yeah, that's a 38-inch vertical jump, guys, so the physical tools are there. What I like is the fact that you don't have to rev him up. His motor is always turned on, and he's able to put that athleticism and explosiveness to use at both ends of the floor in a positive way.
Well, right out of the gates, you knew that Hollis Jefferson could be an elite wing defender at the NBA level.
Yeah, you know, coming out of Arizona, he drew a lot of comparisons, or at least some comparisons, to Andre Iguodala because of his versatility at the defensive end and his ball handling ability. His shooting has been a question mark, as was the case coming into the league, but I think as he grows in that part of his game, he has a chance to be, I think, a pretty good NBA player.
And that drops, so they now lead by 1.
Boy, he's like mortar when you look at Rondé Hollis Jefferson. He's a guy that holds things together, plays with great energy and effort, and that's contagious and also beneficial for a team.
Here's Whitehead after the basket by Milwaukee. Pass to Hollis Jefferson. Inside leaner. Excellent D there from Beasley. And it's the Bucks ball. At the conclusion of this game, they're off to Detroit, where they'll face the Pistons. And that'll be the...
And that is a punch to the a jaw. This game as tight as it can be, and he pulls something off that we might not even see in the All-Star game.
Ooh, I don't think he planned it too far in advance. That was one of those things, Greg, that just happens.
You don't mind a guy like him attempting something like that in a close ball game. That was a haymaker there.
And that last replay courtesy of Kia. Here's Hollis Jefferson. 6 points for him. Lopez outside. 11 feet away. Beasley with the rebound. Beasley's got 6 rebounds here tonight. The Bucks working the ball around. The shot's good from Plumlee.
And they're beginning to just flat out fall apart defensively right now, especially on the interior.
Yeah, and that's 4 straight field goals now, Greg, they've allowed from point-blank range. Can't happen.
Here's Whitehead. Here's LeVert. And so he draws the foul on the shot, a trip to the line to shoot 2.
And getting to the line and hitting your free throws, a good way to get back into the game. It stops the clock and extends the game and allows you the opportunity to set your defense. They've been perfect from the line so far here in the second quarter.
It's his first trip to the line. First free throw is good. A different look for Milwaukee. Tony Snell's checked in for Henson. And it's Matthew Dellavedova in for Giannis Antetokounmpo. And then for Brooklyn, Anthony Bennett's checked in for Lopez. And it's Bogdanovich in for Rondé Hollis Jefferson. And that's good as he hits both of his shots. Bucks leading by 3. Dellavedova kicks to Beasley. Inside to Ledovich. He's getting his first free throw attempt of the night right now.
And going back to his numbers from just a season ago, he was knocking it down at a 77% clip.
And he makes the first. And so Ledovich nails both of them. There's 1:40 left in the first half of basketball. Here's Whitehead. They set the pick. Here's Bogdanovich. And out of bounds as the Bucks gain possession. 1:24 left in the first half. Now Dellavedova. 5 points in the game. And Ledovich kicks to Dellavedova. Out of hand on it, and they'll keep possession. Count the basket. Plumlee's got 12 in the game.
Oh, I tell you what, nice little run here they're going on.
And getting to the 10 has been the key. They're getting point-blank looks time and time again.
Here's Whitehead. There's the pass to LeVert. The feed to Bennett. Pass to LeVert. 43 seconds left in the second quarter. Beasley with a clean look. Milwaukee the rebound.
Multiple possessions have been the story of the game, and even with the big lead, this team continues to be quicker to the ball.
The dish to Bennett. The baseline J. And there's the foul on the shot. He'll go to the line for 2. And the foul called on the Milwaukee Bucks. He'll take his 3rd and 4th free throw shots at the game right here.
And just a fantastic season a year ago in terms of his free throw shooting. 90% from the line.
Yeah, those were fine numbers he posted at the line. It was hard to find fault with anything he did from the stripe.
free throw good from Bennett. And he can't hit the second. Bucks leading by 6. 3 seconds separate the shot clock and game clock. Dellavedova dishes to Teletovic. To the middle. LeVert grabs the miss. Here's Bogdanovic. Passes it to LeVert. 1 second left. And that concludes the first half. Bucks lead by 6. And a chance now to send it over to David Aldridge, standing by courtside. David.
Thank you, Kevin. Here with Coach Jason Kidd. Jason, how do you feel about your team's performance?
I feel great. You know, we're sharing the ball, we're making the extra pass, but we're attacking the paint. And if we can continue to do that, puts us in a good seat.
Jason, thanks for your time. Back to you, Kevin.
All right, David, thank you. And stay with us, folks. We'll be back just after halftime to get the third quarter started.
And now, the 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Welcome back, everybody. I'm Ernie Johnson, along with Shaquille O'Neal and Kenny the Jet Smith. One half completed. Let's break it down. What a game it has been for Greg Monroe. He ended up with 15 points and 2 rebounds. Kenny, your thoughts on the Bucks' first half?
I mean, the first half contribution they got from Greg Monroe, that was impressive. Now, he won't go vertical on you and just explode out the gym, but his game has angles. He figures them out. He's a mathematician on the low block.
And over to Shaq. What do you think about Brooklyn?
Their three-point shooting in the first half was atrocious. Ugh, ugly, awful, nasty. It's not that they're just missing shots. It's like they just keep taking the shots. Hold on, Ernie. Hey, you! Whatever your number is, stop shooting the three. See, Ernie, that's all the coach got to do. Tell him stop shooting the three. Pass, cut, work together, do something.
That's it for now, as the second half is just about ready to go. We, and I mean the three of us, will be right here after the final buzzer.
Welcome back to the Great Lakes. We're back on the shores of Lake Michigan here in Milwaukee, and the buildings in the background at Sunset in Wisconsin. And now the start of the second half. Neither side jumping out ahead through the first 2 quarters. And you know, Greg Monroe has been really making it happen, guys.
Yeah, he's been a revelation tonight, almost scoring at will in that first half.
Really hard to fathom he'll be able to keep it up for the next 2 quarters, but, you know, you never know. It could be a special night for him.
Bucks leading by 6. It's Giannis running the point with Middleton flanking him. Parker and Henson are at the forward slots, and it's Plumlee in at the 5 spot. That's the group for Milwaukee right now. And a great assist by Antetokounmpo as that one goes in. Antetokounmpo's got his 8th assist in the game. Now here's Lin. Lopez, a screen on Antetokounmpo. High post Lopez. There's Hollis Jefferson. Sinks the three-pointer. Hollis Jefferson's got 9 points.
And the confidence from Hollis Jefferson to get the pass and immediately rise up for the jump shot. That's what you call real good awareness, finding his comfort zone with this team.
Here's Antetokounmpo. Hits it down to Middleton. That 3 off the mark. Nets trail by 5. Feeds it to Lin. To the inside. That's good from Booker on the assist by Lin. Lin's got 3 assists now in this one. And so it's Milwaukee now. Here's Parker. Uses the glass to finish the layup. Parker's got his 3rd bucket of the night.
Muscle up. That's what Parker's telling those guys trying to defend him in the paint. He's really good at establishing his post position down low.
Doubled by Plumlee. Lin kicks to Lopez. And Henson sends it back. And it's Antetokounmpo penetrating. The shot's good from Plumlee.
And defensively, they are on their heels every time the ball comes inside.
Yeah, I think they've got to ramp up the aggressiveness, Greg. I mean, If they don't, things are just going to get worse from here.
Now here's Lopez. He's got 10. Foul call that time on the way up. That'll give him 2 chances at the free throw line here. And a chance here to take a look at the shooting chart.
Well, this is what you wanted to see from him. I mean, he's not settling for anything and is going right at the defender, taking the ball to the rim whenever he can. And the attitude he's had on offense is keeping his team flying around, as his energy is contagious out there right now.
And the first one drops.
Well, Lopez has been great. He has 11 points, and what a terror he's been, rejecting shot after shot.
Clark, he has owned the paint.
That misses, so he splits the free throws.
And Brook Lopez is a little bigger and more of an offensive player than his brother Robin, but they've both turned into quality big men in this league.
And he gets it to go as they call the foul. He's on his way to the line for one more.
They're finding lanes to the hoop now with consistency. 5 buckets in a row from the paint.
And on the flip side, Greg, the defenders have to show more fight on the interior. They've got to offer more resistance here.
The Bucks have shot 9 of 11 at the free throw line.
And they were 75% from the line a season ago.
And I know the free throw shooting is an area they focused on improving coming into this season.
And the dunk by Lopez.
And, you know, when Lopez gets it rolling early, he can put up some big numbers.
Antetokounmpo kicks to Parker. Shoots from the baseline. No good on the shot. A bit long that time. Nets trail by 6. Lynn the pass to Foy. Yes! And a nice assist from Lynn. Foy's got his first bucket in this one.
Oh, wow. 4 of 5 to start the half. Coming out on fire.
Kicks to Plumlee. He feeds it to Henson. Yes, that goes in.
They didn't have much of a problem getting the ball into the post that time.
The Nets have gotten 4 of their first 5 second-half shots to fall. 80% since the break. Here's Lynn. And it's going to be 2 free throws. Drew contact on the shot.
And Lynn has really carved out a nice role for himself in our league. An effective two-way player who can score, rebound, pass, and defend.
And this is his 2nd trip to the line in the game.
And you know, something I remember from their last game was how good he was at the line.
Yeah, I agree with you. I mean, he attacked, got to the line a bunch, and cashed in on his chances. Yeah, you know, that was one spot where they didn't have to worry about him at all. I mean, at the free throw line, he was automatic.
Monroe's checked in for Milwaukee. And a change for the Nets. Luis Scola, he's checked in for Booker. One is no good.
But only the first miss of the second half. They've come out here with authority.
And when Greg Monroe signed with Milwaukee, many thought it was a perfect fit. However, as we saw after a short time, any question if he can be the answer for the team. Not so much a knock on his play, just on what the team is you know what, missing overall.
Hey, Greg does an awful lot of good things. He's not a guy who's going to be a rim protector. His game is pretty close to the ground. But nonetheless, no matter what team Monroe plays for, I think he'll give you a post presence on offense, and he'll give you consistent effort in every aspect of the game.
Now Lynn, following the miss by Giannis Antetokounmpo from deep. Lopez kicks to Foy. And Randy Foy gets the whistle that time. That's foul number 2 for him. Screen by Parker. Shot off the screen. Scola with the rebound. Scola's got 4 rebounds in this game. Hollis Jefferson can't hit.
Their game plan needs to change if they're going to get out of this hole because he is just not there offensively.
Monroe's shot is good.
That's the 10th straight point they've given up in the paint.
And, you know, it doesn't matter how good your defense is on the perimeter if you're going to allow easy ones inside like that.
Screen by Scola. Lynn dishes to Scola. And a missed layup.
Fellas, that's exactly the job the big guy has to do for him. Contest every rebound.
Antetokounmpo passes to Henson. Parker's shot is off. Nets trail by 7. 3-on-3. Rebounded by the Bucks. Monroe's got 3 rebounds so far in the game. And Parker with the basket on the assist by Middleton. Middleton's got his 6th assist on the night.
I don't know what's happening defensively, but they're not putting up any resistance.
I tell you what, it reminds me of one of my college coaches who used to say, that ain't going to get it done. That's 5 straight baskets in the paint now. Well, for one, he hasn't let them down. I mean, but a few other guys need to pick up the pace if they're going to be good.
Here's Lynn. Finished off the break. And now it's only a 5-point Milwaukee lead.
And the way Lynn picks his spots, just knowing his place in the offensive schemes and scoring well as a result.
And Lynn comes to help. Dishes it to Henson. Monroe against Lopez. Monroe, no good.
Awesome defense. I mean, he'll hit those unless you're right in his grill.
Antetokounmpo against Lynn. Lopez kicks to Scola. And a big bounce off the rim, but it sinks right in. Scola's got 10 points in the game.
Set him up well there. Brook Lopez showing his vision and willingness as a passer.
Screen by Monroe. Antetokounmpo dishes to Henson. Back to Antetokounmpo. 4 on the shot clock. The Bucks need to get a shot off here. Here's Monroe, and they force the shot clock violation. Great D.
And those are the kinds of mistakes that are magnified when we're talking about a game down the stretch.
And the Bucks with some changes. Mirza Teletovic is checked in for John Henson. Tony Snell comes in for Chris Middleton. And it's Matthew Dellavedova in for Antetokounmpo. And then for Brooklyn, Anthony Bennett's checked in for Lopez. And Bogdanovic is subbed in for Hollis Jefferson. And Foy kicks to Scola. Stolen by Monroe. Got it. Nice one there from Dellavedova. He's got 7. And look at how the hustle game has been going for the Bucks.
The activity level defensively, I've really been impressed with. There's been an attack mode on the defensive end.
They worked hard tonight at crashing the boards as well. They've had a bunch of second chance points.
And they've got to talk to each other on D there. Miscommunication, and now he's able to make them pay.
He kicks it to Monroe. To the middle. Snell, that's good. And the Bucks lead by 4.
They'll take as many of those looks as they can get.
Brooklyn's gone 2 of 2 from long range in the 3rd quarter so far. Here's Bennett. Oh, and the jam by Bennett.
And he shows us all what the breakaway rim was invented for.
Can you believe he almost brought the whole thing down by hanging on that long?
Boy, that was a great dunk, and we've got a great game here.
That Kia Slam Cam replay really gave you a good look at the action.
No doubt about the consistency when it comes to scoring the basketball for him tonight. A real nice lift for their offense.
Now here's Lynn. Defended by Dellavedova. Scola kicks to Lynn. Fires from the wing. No good on that one. And Milwaukee the other way now. Their biggest lead of the game was 9. And Luis Scola gets the whistle that time. That's foul number 2 for him. Beasley's checked in for Parker. The Nets also changing it up. LeVert's checked in for Foy. And it's Whitehead in for Jeremy Lin. And here is Dellavedova. He has 7. He dishes it to Teletovic. He had a nice open look right there.
Boy, they are passing the ball very crisply right now.
They really are, and their last 3 buckets have come by way of an assist.
Whitehead passes to Bennett. Here's Scola. And 2 free throws coming up as he misses that one. Drawing the whistle and a lot of contact there. That one on Monroe.
Clearly a foul.
Yeah, he took a shot there, earned those free throws. Excellent game we've seen from Luis Scola. He's got 10 points and a steal. He's getting it done, making plays by setting up his teammates and grabbing some nice boards, too.
And also, how about the intangibles? All the little things that he's done. That's also really important.
And the first one at the line is good. Hits one, then misses the second attempt from the free throw line. Dellavedova kicks to Snell. Back to Dellavedova. And that'll be Milwaukee as it goes out of bounds. Bucks retain possession. Ball's knocked loose. Screen by Monroe. To the paint. Feeds it. And so he earns a trip to the line. Officials saw the contact and he'll shoot 2.
Wow, he got whacked on that one. Shouldn't be much debate there.
Blatant contact. Straightforward call. Simple.
First trip to the free throw line for him in this one.
And I look back at his numbers from the free throw line last year. 78%, so not too bad.
That free throw, no good. And the second free throw, good. Here's Whitehead. Screen by Scola. Pass to Bogdanovich. The pass to Levert. From the wing. Milwaukee with the rebound.
Oh, tough D on the inside.
It sure was, Greg. No easy access to the basket when that fella's in the middle.
Snell, that's good.
As the lead continues to grow, this is just heady, sound basketball.
You know, whatever they chopped it up about during the break, it's worked. I mean, they've really been excellent in their execution since halftime.
It's the Nets now after the basket by Milwaukee. And again, it's the Nets missing.
And they're controlling the boards, Kevin. That's +5 in that category.
And, guys, you know that rebounding is a huge part, a huge component of winning games. It's not a glamour stat, but it's necessary if you're going to be a winning team.
And that basket pushes the lead to double digits. Snell's got his third basket of the night.
And there's a pattern starting to take shape here. They're working it inside and getting good shots from close range.
Well, I agree with you. 4 of their last 5 baskets have been exactly of that variety.
Here's Bogdanovich. It's good from long range. Bogdanovich has got his second bucket tonight.
Their three-point percentage has taken a big leap here in this second half.
And their lasers are starting to do their thing. I mean, that's going to be the ticket for them the rest of the way.
Now, here is Monroe. And Beasley gets it to go on the assist by Monroe. Beasley's got 5 now.
Timely passing leads to assists, and that's been the recipe for success.
Everybody on the same page, completely in sync, tremendous communication and awareness.
And it's Bogdanovich in the corner. They shoot again. Foul call that time on the way up. That'll give them 2 chances at the free throw line here. Now a chance to take a look at the shot chart.
And looking at this shot chart, you can't help but feel that this entire team has played passively on offense. There has been little to nothing going on at the rim or in the paint for that matter. And when you don't attack the defense and put pressure on them down low, you are making life far too easy on them.
The first one falls, and the Bucks making a change here. Plumlee's checked in. Second free throw, no good.
No doubt it's been a bit of a struggle for him here in this quarter in terms of scoring.
Kept alive.
And after defending on the shot, he doesn't give up on the play. Follow that straight to the glass for the rebound.
A nice shot by Bogdanovich.
So far, going for more of an inside game here in this second half, and I like that. A little smash mouth basketball, taking it inside.
Now here is Dellavedova. He's got 7. A baseline J. Excellent D there for Scola.
Major defensive lapse right there. I mean, he's not a player you can leave open for a jump shot. You've got to stay attached to him. They're lucky he couldn't punish them for it.
That's his first personal foul. At the line of the net, Harris Levert, taking 2 shots.
No good on the free throw. Booker, he's checked in for Luis Scola. He hits the second from the line. 24 seconds left in the third. Dellavedova kicks to Beasley. Stolen. Inside. Stolen away. Nice job to interrupt the alley-oop attempt there. No one near Teletovic as he lets it go. That shot off. Bogdanovich. The shot. No good. And we've watched 3 so far in this one. Bucks ahead. They lead by 5. And we're just moments away from the start of the fourth quarter. Stay with us. And now a sneak peek into the huddle with Coach Jason Kidd.
1 possession at a time. No offensive rebounds, and help and talk to each other on defense.
Defensive rebounding, a big emphasis for Coach Jason Kidd, and something he'll obviously continue to harp on.
Well, I mean, that's the thing. If you start giving it up on the offensive glass, very few good things are going to happen to your team, and that becomes really deflating.
We've got a great game on our hands as we welcome you back. The fourth quarter of action getting started. So for Brooklyn now, we've got Bogdanovich, Levert out there with Whitehead. Then there's Trevor Booker. And it's Lopez in at the pivot spot, manning the middle. Here's Whitehead to the inside. And 2 free throws coming up as he misses that one. Drawing the whistle and a lot of contact there.
Well, you hate to give Lopez an easy one around the rim, but you don't like sending him to the line either.
At the line of the net, Brook Lopez. At the line for 2.
That's good from Brook Lopez. And Antetokounmpo's checked in for Milwaukee. Both free throws good from Lopez.
Well done again. He doesn't have the same problems at the line that plague some of the NBA's other big men.
Poked away. Antetokounmpo with the ball. Plumlee, and a great assist by Antetokounmpo as that one goes in. Antetokounmpo's got assist number 10 tonight with that last one. Here's Whitehead. The feed now to Bogdanovich. And here we go. Parker heading to the hoop. It's deflected. To the paint. Middleton outside. Charity stripe shot. Hits some rim on the way in, and the bucket's good. And the Bucks lead by 7. The net shooting, 48% from the field. Not bad at all. Here's Whitehead. Antetokounmpo defending. Right block shot. A nice shot by Booker. Here's Middleton. About a minute and a half into the fourth quarter now. Pass to Henson. The dish to Antetokounmpo. And fouled hard that time. He'll get to the line and shoot two.
Well, Antetokounmpo on this one, he has 11 points and 11 dimes.
And we really just need to take a second to appreciate the all-around effort he's put out there today.
Well, the numbers paint the picture, and he has been what we call in my vernacular, you know where I'm going here, guys, stat sheet stuffer.
Good.
Supreme.
Oh, Supreme. So that takes it to a whole another level when you get Supreme in terms of your stat sheet.
And Kellogg's, right? And
Yes.
Kellogg's. Brooklyn making some changes. Randy Foye, he's checked in for LeVert. And it's Jeremy Lin in for Whitehead. Both free throws good from Antetokounmpo.
And Antetokounmpo, also known as the Greek Freak. Matter of fact, I'd love to just call him the Greek Freak if I could. Is a matchup issue for any defense. I mean, he's a guy who literally and really can play any position on the floor. Boy, what a slick job of passing from Jeremy Lin on that one.
Milwaukee leading by 5. Stolen by Jeremy Lin. Parker with the steal. That's his 6th field goal today, and that makes him now 6 for 11.
And he is starting to turn it on now after that slow start.
Lopez a screen. It's up a 3, but they recover it.
And the offensive rebounding, really the story here today. Even with the big lead, they're still showing more hustle on the board.
Nets trail by 7. Foye from long range. Antetokounmpo grabs the miss. The Bucks have gone 3 of 5 here in the fourth quarter. Pretty good numbers coming out the book. And a foul called on the shot. Got him on the way up that time, so he'll shoot 2 right here.
2 shots.
Well, you can see it and feel it in
Elbow.
certain players. I mean, that sense of timing, when to take shots, how to get them off. And Jabari Parker is one of those kinds of guys. I mean, he's got great natural instincts, particularly on the offensive end. He's got a versatile enough game to take advantage of a defender really anywhere on the floor.
And I think you hit the nail on the head when you said Parker has a versatile game, guys. Back to the basket, facing up, on the drive. He can hurt you in so many ways.
And I like his activity without the ball, too, guys. That's another element that he brings. He's comfortable running off screens to get open, and he attacks the glass on the offensive board. Those are the little things that give him a chance to be a great player.
The one thing you have to love about Jabari Parker is the level of competitiveness he brings to the court. He is always putting in the extra time at the gym, trying to lead by example on his team. You know, there's just an air, guys, of maturity around this player that you don't see from players his age in this league.
Yeah, well said, Kevin. And I think he brought some of those attributes of maturity and work ethic to the table. But I think his injury enhanced those attributes. And anytime the game is taken away due to injury and you get a chance to get back, I think there's a greater hunger and appreciation. Just to get on the floor, he had to work extremely hard. So I don't think he takes that for granted now. While it was a setback, I think it also was a launching pad for what I think is going to be an all-star career.
Basket good.
by Miles Plumlee.
Shooting 1.
You look at what Plumlee has done so far. He's got 10 rebounds and 1 assist.
He's just been impossible to contain. He's been unreal in this game.
Utterly fantastic is how I would categorize that performance, Greg.
That's his second personal foul. At the line for your Bucks, Jabari Parker. 2 shots.
Two shots.
The the first one falls.
Put it simply, Parker is an outstanding player. I mean, somebody who puts the team ahead of himself, and all this guy wants to do is win.
And Parker drops them both.
Of course, he didn't have an attempt there in the first half. He's hoping to be a little bit more active and aggressive here and draw some fouls here in the second.
Now a timeout call by Brooklyn.
Yeah, too many easy buckets coming from inside, and I think he wants to make that a point of emphasis.
I would certainly think so. I mean, if they keep giving up those kinds of easy looks inside, they'll be in big trouble.
And we've got an update here, so let's catch up with David Aldridge.
Kevin, during that last break, I heard Kenny Atkinson talking with his team. He's not satisfied with their effort level. He said, we're not hustling out there, guys. We are not going to win that way. I promise you. We've got to get after it. We'll see how his team responds.
Now here's Lynn. Passes it to Hollis Jefferson. Nice ball movement by Brooklyn.
Yeah, loitering above the rim. Hollis Jefferson with athleticism to burn.
Bucks leading by 9. Antetokounmpo dishes to Middleton. Parker outside. From 13, Parker with another miss. For Brooklyn, they've gotten 4 of their 6 shots to fall so far here in the fourth. A pretty nice efficiency there. Lynn kicks to Lopez. And there's the 3-second violation.
And as a coach, that's the kind of turnover that drives you nuts.
And, Greg, there's no reason for that turnover to happen. It's just inexcusable.
Bucks shooting it well here in the fourth quarter, 50%. There's the pick. Middleton the pass to Antetokounmpo. And it's sent back by Lopez. Here's Foy. Again, the Nets for 2.
He didn't have a single point in the first half. Bagel, 0 points, nada. He's starting to get into the groove here in the second.
Now here's Middleton. And it's sent back by Lopez. And they get it back. And the shot counts. He's fouled, and it's a chance for a 3-point play. Monroe's checked in for Miles Plumlee.
One shot.
That's good from Antetokounmpo. Now Lynn. Feeds it to Foy. Lopez a screen. Foy dishes to Lynn. They get the rebound. In the corner, Hollis Jefferson. Stolen by Middleton. And up the court come the Bucks on the break. Drops in the breakaway layup. Middleton's got 4 this quarter.
Well, you've got to recognize how active Middleton is on defense. I mean, this is a guy that you can't afford to be careless around.
Foy with it. He's picked up by Parker. They get a hand on it. Stolen by Middleton. And up the court come the Bucks on the break. Antetokounmpo running. Got a hand on it. They retain possession.
Nice numbers from Henson. He has 14 points and 3 blocks. He's had great awareness out there, exploiting those passing lanes and coming up with steals.
And Clark, it's as if he's been a step ahead of everyone else out there today.
Shooting 2.
He misses the free throw. Good on the second free throw. Nets trail by 13. Outside, Lynn. Looks good, is good. That's his 7th basket in 12 tries.
And, you know, he's enjoyed the kind of day you expect in terms of shooting the basketball. He can bring them right back into this game.
They get it back. Parker. That's tipped.
The 7'2" wingspan of Hollis Jefferson paying off right there. His defense can be suffocating.
Kicks it out to Booker. Lets it go with a 3. Milwaukee with the rebound. Hudson's got his 4th rebound with that last one here tonight. Middleton for 3. And it's Randy Foye with the rebound. Foye's got 3 rebounds now in this one. Here's Booker. And it's going to be 2 free throws. Drew contact on the shot.
Wow, he got whacked on that one. Shouldn't be much debate there.
Blatant contact. Straightforward call. Simple.
Shooting for Trevor Booker at the line for 2.
Free throw good, Booker.
Check out the game for Booker. 12 points, and he's done his job at the charity stripe. He's gotten 4 of his points from there.
And that's a good place to get them. They don't come easier than that, but you've got to get yourself there first.
So after making the first, he goes 1 for 2. Bucks leading by 10. Lopez with the steal. Hollis Jefferson.
And guys got careless with the ball there, and the turnover leads to the big stuff.
Once he came up right with the steal, he went straight on the attack.
That's exactly the way to do it too, Kevin. Go hard to the bucket and don't let them set up the defense. He just picked up his 4th personal foul, and now he's got some foul trouble hanging over his head, guys.
2 shots.
Take a break. Take a break. 2 shots.
That free throw, no good. And he's good on the second. Here's Lynn. Down low. It's tipped. Stolen by Middleton. Poked loose. Monroe with it. He's picked up by Lopez. And it's blocked.
And he's been way off the mark this quarter. It's been ugly.
In a wide open look for Lynn. Misses off the right iron. Bucks leading by 9. Antetokounmpo kicks to Parker. Back to Antetokounmpo. And he lays it straight in. Antetokounmpo's got 7 now in this quarter.
Another gap in the defense found there, and they've really had their number today.
Far too much penetration allowed, Greg, and that's really been the theme of the song so far here.
Booker scored the bucket. He's made 5 so far, shooting a very clean 5 of 7.
Now that's where you like your shots to come from.
Antetokounmpo kicks to Monroe, and a great assist by Antetokounmpo as that one goes in.
And that persistence from Monroe, wow, his stick-with-it attitude really is what allows him to get these chances down low.
There's the pick. Lynn kicks to Booker. In the corner, Hollis Jefferson connects from 3-point range. Hollis Jefferson's got 10 points in just the second half. Outside, Antetokounmpo. Here's Parker. Good D by Lopez.
And he's clearly just disappeared here this quarter, not making any contributions here with his offense.
And Greg, it's been hard to watch. I mean, you can see his frustration. He's actually looking forward to the end of this period so he can have a fresh start for the next one.
Now here's Parker. The shot by Antetokounmpo. Nobody around. It's good. That's 8 baskets for him now. 8 for 15 shooting. Here's Lynn. A decent amount of time left as they try to find a way back into it.
Yeah, but it will be soon if they don't start cutting into this deficit.
Here's Hollis Jefferson. Back to Lopez. And a foul called on the shot. Got him on the way up that time, so he'll shoot 2 right here.
It's really hard to get to the shot of Lopez, especially with his reach.
Shooting. Brook Lopez taking 2 shots.
And he can't get the first one. And the Bucks making a change here. Plumlee's checked in. And he can't get the second one to drop either. Coming up empty that time.
He's made an effort to get into the defense a lot more by aggressively attacking the basket, and he's not shying away from the contact, which has given him some free throw opportunities. Despite his ineffectiveness, the team has found other scoring options, which you have to have when one of your main guys is struggling.
Shooting. Trevor Booker taking 2 shots.
Free throw good, Booker. Both free throws good from Booker. So it's the Bucks now. 13 points was their biggest lead in the game. Here's Plumlee. It's blocked. Foy, the pass to Hollis Jefferson. That's no good. He is 5 of 11 shooting from the field for the game. Lynn with the steal. Stolen by Middleton.
Shooting for Milwaukee, Chris Middleton taking 2 shots.
Take a break. Take a break. 2 shots.
And that one falls for Middleton.
Middleton is most known, quite honestly, for his scoring ability. He's a sniper from outside that you can't afford to lose contact with.
Bogdanovich, he's checked in for the Nets. Middleton hits them both.
Just solid. Really one of the very best there is at the free throw line.
Now a timeout called by Brooklyn.
And starting to send guys to the line way more than they need to. Let's get some good position defense going here. That should be the emphasis and get away from the sloppy fouls.
Nets trail by 10. Outside, Lynn. Here's Lopez. And lots of contact there. Missing the shot. He'll shoot 2. Henson, and so he's picked up his final foul, and he will sit for the rest of this game. Here's a Teletovic is checked in for the Bucks.
Brook Lopez at the line for 2.
And he makes the first.
Kevin, that trip there was a good sign for him. He's been getting to the line often, but has been struggling to convert.
Both shots good from the stripe.
And he's starting to round back into shape after what's been a pretty off night from the line.
And here is Antetokounmpo. Parker outside. Lopez with the block. Here's Lynn. He feeds it to Lopez. He's feeling it. Plumlee with the rebound. Plumlee's got the glass covered here tonight. 11 boards for him. Antetokounmpo kicks to Plumlee. Middleton outside. Lock at 6. Parker drives in. Uncovered. They get the rebound. And count it. 2 points with a chance for one more at the free throw line.
His hard work on the backboard really just has given them more opportunities to score.
Free throw drops for Teletovic. Nets trail by 11.
Jeremy Lin has been getting it done. 18 points, and all the steals he's collected only add to his impressive stat line.
Whether he's picking someone's pocket or picking off a pass, he has been a disruptive force out on the floor.
At the line for 2.
So the first one drops, and that brings them to within 10. And the second free throw, no good. A tough break there.
A disappointing trip to the line there. Even though it was just one miss, now is not the time to be missing those. Risky pass in a situation like that. Very lucky that wasn't a steal.
Fortunate to get it through. I thought he was headed the other way with that one.
1:16 left in the fourth quarter. Teletovic inside the line. He can't get that one, and Brooklyn will come the other way. That's in, and the Milwaukee lead is cut down now to just 8 points with the basket from Lynn.
And Lynn plays with a real edge. When he's driving inside, he looks determined to beat everyone to the basket.
And Middleton kicks to Antetokounmpo. Back to Middleton. And a great assist by Antetokounmpo as that one goes in. And the Bucks lead by 10.
And at this point, just sort of running through the paces, as it appears it'll be a nice win here for the Bucks.
Nothing like second chance buckets to pick up the scoring pace.
Yeah, it was impressive how they piled on the extra points, hitting the offensive glass, and then also winning the 50-50 ball battle.
And so with this, they'll end up with their second win on the year.
And they'll take the win tonight, setting the tone in the first matchup of this 4-game season series.
And it will be a fight, Greg. When you see an opponent that many times, it's inevitable that those games take on a little extra added meaning for the players.
A good win, and a lot went into it, but I just like the showing for Giannis Antetokounmpo. And the way he was able to dice up their D with his passing really made things easy for everyone else on his team.
And so the Bucks take the win. Some good moments throughout this one, but they had the clear advantage down the stretch.
Yeah, I mean, I love the way they executed on both ends of the floor, completely under control for the vast majority of the game. And whenever there was a misstep, they just didn't allow it to fester, and that's why they're going to walk away with the win.
Well, folks, that's going to do it for now. For Clark Kellogg, Greg Anthony, and David Aldridge, this is Kevin Harlan along with our terrific 2K Sports crew, thanking you for tuning in. Now time to send you over to the award-winning Ernie Johnson for the postgame show with Shaquille O'Neal and Kenny the Jet Smith.
The 2K Sports postgame show.
Hey everybody, Ernie Johnson, along with Shaquille O'Neal and Kenny Smith. It is time now to present our Jordan Player of the Game, Giannis Antetokounmpo. Of course he had a double-double. Had guys on their heels the entire night trying to match up with him, but he's just too good. What'd you notice about his performance, Kenny?
So many points coming from inside. He was not just settling for jump shots. He was slashing to the rim, sacrificing his body. His aggressiveness was the difference.
Oh boy, he had the arena rocking the night with the show he put on. That's one of the best performances I've seen from him. Something just clicked. I don't know what it was. It just all came together.
And that'll do it for this edition of the NBA on 2K Sports. For Kenny Smith, for Shaquille O'Neal, for Kevin Harlan, and for the entire 2K Sports crew, this is Ernie Johnson. I hope you have a wonderful, even beyond wonderful, a spectacular, just great. I mean, see ya.
Good night.